Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen life trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized. No censorship or hard caps apply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
This video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. At Vacation Genie, we believe digital currencies are meant to do more than just sit in your wallet. They're meant to take you places. We want to help you step into the future of cryptocurrency spending, as travel is one of the top categories for spending your crypto. It provides you with the best ROI, lasting memories. Make sure to check out Vacation Genie today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Monday, and I'm so happy to be doing this again after a week. It's been so long. I'm so devastated. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh boy, I'm so happy to be here today. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. Oh boy, I have a lot to chat with you guys about, but we're going to wait a little bit, right? John Hawkins, thank you for the heart. Thank you, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Zest. Woo-hoo! Man, oh, this just hit me like a truck. I'm so happy. All right, guys, let's get after it. We have a lot of news to get into today. Bitcoin is $105,000, as if we didn't call all of this. We do have the Bank of England making some moves with the digital euro. We also have Italian banks trying to hop on that wave. We have a Ledger maybe going public, another crypto stock to possibly watch. We have news on the CFTC. And also Michael Saylor buying Bitcoin, Rumble and Tether teaming up. And then we have the government shutdown. What's the latest with that? That's going to be our spotlight today. Of course, we have coins to watch and everything in between. So if you're ready for the Zest, the news, the education, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, share this out with friends so more people know what's going on here. We have a goal of 150 likes, 150 live viewers, and a subscriber goal of 24,430 subscribers. 9 more. Let's pamp it up. Yes. We're going to pamp. And I want to say good morning to you as you say good morning to me, because it's been over a week. Oh! Please say good morning to me as I say good morning to you, and check out our 3 amazing sponsors of the show, including Cake Wallet, Market Cipher. Use code ZESTY for 15% off, and then head over to Vacation Genie and book your cruise with crypto. We're going to get after it, guys. I know I'm back. Everyone's in the chat. Hi. Okay, let's say good morning to everybody. I feel like this is a little freaking reunion. All right. We got Flat Earth. We got Brian. Nice to see you. Silver Days. Nice to see you. We got Jesse, Mama Shadow, Son Backup, Gary. As always, thank you to Black Hat, Fitz. Good morning. We have Alexandra G, my G. Who? Wait, hold on. I think she gave us 3 of my favorite little super chats with the cute emoji with the little hearts. And she's a member for 31 months. She's like, have a beautiful day. Well, right back at you, my G. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We got All Set here. Good morning. Israel is here. Rob C, Bulldog Eric, Doge Bull. I think David Bulls is here as well. Silverback is here. Sola Hefe, good morning. Nash, good morning. Nice to see you. Rob C, nice to see you. Let's see. Loco for Crypto. Oh my God, I love that name. Loco for Crypto. I vibe with that. Steve, good morning. Curtis Hill is here. Bobby Flash, Ian F, nice to see you. Mike Mazzone is on X. Nice to see you. Welcome. Peace is on multiple platforms. Ivan Hernandez is here. NJTech.net. We got Frank King. Good morning. Sascha is on X. Nice to see you. Mr. Flex. Oh boy, I'm actually like overheating. Hold on. Okay, I feel better now. Julio, good morning. Philip, good morning from Vienna. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, friends and family. Hello, Josh. Hello. All right, Bitoshimoto. I love that name too. Welcome, welcome. All right, y'all. Well, everyone's here. That's so great. Where I see everyone's ticking up in viewership. Now, Stop Loss is here. Oh my gosh, it's like the whole fam came out today for the return. Right, John White. We're going to get into Bitcoin a little bit before I get into what happened last week. I'm not really going to say too much on it. I pretty much made a video on it a few days ago to like save my piece and whatever. But that's pretty much it. Azul's, good morning. Robbie. Blink twice if you know you're a baddie. Oh my gosh, that's craziness. I don't even know how I can respond to that. Eccentric, nice to see you. Alex Daly, nice to see you. Welcome everyone. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's get into it. Let's get into Bitcoin. Let's get into the bubbles. Oh my gosh, Michael Cartwright with 10 memberships. Also, we have a community after show, so membership or not, you're invited today. Please go to the Discord, join the Discord. We're going to be in an after show. Wednesdays and Fridays are for members, so you get a free pass today, a free pass. S-Dog is here. Good morning. All right, guys, let's continue to get after it and get into the bubbles, shall we? We have Starknet up 32%, Worlds of Liberty up 25%. Pump.fun is up 14. Trump is up 11.5. Monero down that 9%. Dash down 10%. Oh shoot. Yeah, okay. I just got reminded of something. All right, but we do have some gray, some green, some red. We're chilling. Take a gander at this. We do have Bitcoin. Oh my word, finding that support at our level to watch of 101. And people thought we were wild. Would Bitcoin ever go below 100K again? Well, look at this, guys. We had our bearish level to watch around 97, and look where our low was, 98.9. Oh boy, oh boy. Now, these wick lows could be indicative of our future. Would it surprise me if Bitcoin went under 100K again and tapped this 97? No, it would not. But getting to that 101 is a great place to hold support. Bullish level to watch is getting above that 106 and heading towards that 200-day SMA that is at $110,000 Bitcoin. Right now, we're at $104,860. We're up 0.16%. Green dot has been printed, moving up. That momentum VWAP is pumping. Although that money flow is continuing to decrease, it's the lowest money flow we've seen since back here in April. And back here in April, where were we? April, May, we were around right here, about that 76K mark. That's very interesting. Could this be indicative of some sort of a bottom signal? That maybe this was where we find support, we move on up. And this also has to do with what we were chatting about with government shutdowns too.
OGS, trying not to go blind. I can't read chat for 2 weeks now.
Chipper, sir. Chipper. Well, please be careful. Don't go blind responding to these messages. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Chipper. All the love to you. Hope you feel better very soon. Please sip your coffees, everyone. Right, Joey Mac? Thank you for the little popular item. What? Jet? I like you, Jet. I don't like Geo. I do like Jet. I don't like Geo. All right, let's continue to get after it, guys. We do have, speaking of Bitcoin ETF news and all the things in between, so let's get after it. I don't even know if I want to talk about myself today, y'all, because, yeah. Let's get into news first, and then maybe if you guys want to hear about what's been going on with me, I'll fill you in at the end. But I really don't want to sidetrack the show and get emotional, because I really just want to have a show. You know, I really just want to have a show. I missed this podcast more than you understand. Like, the guilt I felt last week of not going live was a different level. But you know what? We're back. We're here. And breaking news headlines are starting right now. So you're not going to want to miss it. Let's get it. Woohoo! Woo! Before we talk international news, of course, everybody is talking about the outflows with Bitcoin ETFs. They hit outflows of $1.2 billion. Bitcoin ETFs just saw their third largest weekly outflow on record. More than $1.2 billion exited spot Bitcoin funds last week, joined by $508 million from ETH products, while Solana ETFs drew $137 million in new money, so increase in flows. Now, the outflows came even as Bitcoin rebounded to 106K and Ethereum went up 7%, and so doesn't surprise me whatsoever. However, we do know that Wall Street is doubling down on Bitcoin and crypto. Before this show went live, there was a trailer of me on Newsmax discussing Western Union and the fact that all these trad bros know that they need to get involved with crypto now, or they're going to become irrelevant and stay poor. You know, like that's the thing. That's the thing that Sailor says. What would he say? If you store your money in fiat currency, they call you poor. I feel like that's what TradFi is really realizing, that they're gonna become poor if they do not go ahead and get involved in Bitcoin. And I was explaining to my friend the other day. You know, I was out to dinner with my friend on Friday night, and her and I were. She was just like, Randy, I don't mean to make you talk about work or anything, but why do you care about Bitcoin so much? Because like I really like try not to go like I don't try to indoctrinate my friends into crypto. Like that's not how it really works. Like I want them to be genuinely curious. And so she was genuinely curious because I told her about my Gemini card and how I was earning some Bitcoin back. And she was like, "Ooh, how do I do that? What's this deal with Bitcoin?" And I was like, "Well, I do what I do because I truly know that currencies like the dollar are designed to fail, so why not get into something like Bitcoin that is actually one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin?" And I was like, I explained to her, is your $1 worth the same as it was in 2019 or even when we were born? And she was like, no. I said, so $1 doesn't equal $1. One Bitcoin will always equal one Bitcoin. So I started going down this rabbit hole with her, and she was like, honestly, Randy, this makes so much sense. And she's like, you're very convincing, but you're not convincing me. You're just like telling me. And I was like, exactly. And she was like, do you genuinely believe that without Bitcoin, our generation is, for lack of better words, screwed? And I said, yes. And she was like taken back because she knows that she has to invest. All my friends keep telling me, I need to invest. I don't know how to invest. What's the purpose of investing? That's literally what one of my friends said to me. What's the purpose of investing? So this is really what we need to do, is like wake people up and explain to them the simple basics of money, like how $1 simply does not equal $1. And once that clicks for them, they're like, oh, so how do we fix that problem? Yeah, Bitcoin fixes that problem, even as money, never mind it being an investment class, you know? So there's just like a lot of different ways you can go about it, but I think waking up my generation is probably the most important thing. So all this to say, I don't care what Bitcoin price is. I love that it's over $100,000, but if the bank shut down today, if the dollar collapses today, does one Bitcoin equal one Bitcoin? Yes. Does a dollar equal a dollar? No. And that's it. So there we go. Okay, now I'll get into international headlines. And things that have the opposite to do with Bitcoin, unfortunately, which is the Bank of England. I don't like the Bank of England. I don't like the European Central Bank. I don't like Christine Lagarde, who is the president of the European Central Bank, because she is probably one of the most communistic people on the face of the planet. And so that's insane. Why do we listen to her? Why do we listen to anybody from a centralized entity? And this is why I was explaining to my friends that you need to have Bitcoin, because there is always a way for them to shut you off. And the Bank of England is trying to launch some sort of stable coin regulation consultation. And it doesn't make sense to me at the same time, because why are they going through the stable coin route when they already have the digital euro planned? It's absolute distraction. It's something to ease you into what their real purpose is. And I really hope people wake up and realize that. Now, The UK central bank is moving towards stablecoin regulation by publishing a consultation paper proposing a regulatory framework for the asset class. Now, the Bank of England, the BOE, on Monday released a proposed regulatory regime for sterling-denominated systemic stablecoins or tokens that are widely used in payments and therefore pose risks to the UK financial stability. Under the proposal, the central bank would require stablecoin issuers to back at least 40% of their liabilities with unremunerated, oh my God, I can't speak English today, deposits at the BOE while allowing 60% in short-term UK government debt, which also forces people to take on government liability, one, and also 40% with the Bank of England. I don't know about that. In addition, they were also saying if an issuer wanted to have like their stablecoin in the country, they had to go ahead and also have their reserves in a bank. But if that bank fails, how much are they covered for? And then that token isn't really backed by anything because the bank failed and there's no money there. This is why we need decentralized stablecoins. And that's why I was really bullish on the DigiDollar that Jared Tate came on the show and spoke about, because we need a way to like really get away from these centralized entities. It's all a trap at the end of the day. I mean, I do like Circle to a degree, and I really like Tether. Like, I think the people behind Tether are really dope, but as part of this proposal, the central bank suggested capping individual stablecoin holdings at 20,000 British pounds or $26,300 per token, while allowing exemptions from the proposed 10,000 pound or $13,200 for retail businesses. Do you understand that not only are they releasing a stablecoin, but they want you to have a capped amount on what you can own? If they are already telling you, all my Brits, you can only own 20,000 British pounds per stablecoin. Is that fair? Is that control? The answer is yes. What kind of freedom money is that? What kind of money is that where you have a cap on what you can hold? And again, Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, said it for you. If they don't like who you are and you spend a certain amount of money, you go into the gray market. And if they don't like you, they can arrest you for simply spending a certain amount of money that they don't know what you're spending it on. And what kind of authority do they have to go and tell you, yeah, I want to know what you're doing? When we can't see Christine Lagarde and what she's doing, all the people from these European central banks, we don't know what they're doing. The Bank of England, what are they doing? We don't know where they're spending their money. We don't know if they're really capped at 10,000 pounds. You think Christine Lagarde and her private jet only cost 20,000 British pounds that they're capped at for individual stablecoin holdings? No, she's a multi-millionaire. So her little private jet that she probably flies around all the time is probably way more than 20,000 pounds per flight. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is all fugazi. And if you are in Europe, do something about this. Stand up. My European besties, do not sit back and let this rock. If you want to hold your whole freaking life's wealth in a stablecoin, you should be able to do that. If I want to hold my life savings in Bitcoin, I should be allowed to do that. Why? Because fundamental, inalienable human rights of life, liberty, and property, which this proposed stablecoin takes away, because they're telling you what you can own. There is no liberty. They're telling you how much money you can have. Your inalienable human rights automatically go out the window. What are we doing here? My European friends, what are you doing? If this happened in the United States, I'd be throwing fits on fits on fits. Just saying that. Now, along with the Bank of England putting out stable coins, which is basically the same thing as a digital euro, let's get freaking real, we do have Italian banks that are backing the digital euro. Oh, yeah, this sounds so great. But then they're telling the European central banks, or Italy's banks are like, yeah, we like the digital euro, but the ECB needs to cut costs to be able to do this. Tell me why any of that matters. The cost matters. Of course it doesn't matter how much it costs, because, oh wait, they could just print money whenever they want. There is no real system. Oh, bring down the cost, but we still back this digital euro. Why does it matter? When they finally implement the digital euro or these European stablecoins, they'll just print them to infinity. Who cares? Because it's all magic internet money when it comes down to what they're doing. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is not magic internet money. It is verifiable, truthful, immutable money that you cannot say the same about their stablecoin, because even they bring up this stablecoin from the Bank of England. Where is it going to live? Is it going to be on ETH? What platform? What blockchain? Is it going to be feasible? Is it going to be transferable? Is it going to be public? Can we see the transfers? The answer is probably not. And who's going to be able to censor these transactions if they don't like you? They don't like what you're doing. You go to a crypto exchange, you buy a cryptocurrency they don't like. Oh, they could just say, you know what? I don't like where they sent their money. We're going to block it. That's not fair. That's ridiculous. Now, getting to Italy, which is very disappointed, my motherland over here. Italian banks have expressed their support for the European Central Bank's, the ECB's digital euro initiative, but calling for implementation costs to be spread out over several years due to the financial burden it places on the sector. Saying we're in favor of the digital euros because it embodies a concept of digital sovereignty. How the actual word, Marco, general manager of the Italian Banking Association, my freaking guy, are you... I need to throw something. That is ridiculous. The digital euro is a concept of digital sovereignty. It's like saying 1 + 1 = 400,069. The math clearly didn't math there, did it? No, because digital sovereignty is Bitcoin, because it's something that has an immutable ledger that is transferable 24/7, 365 with no censorship, no intermediaries. There will only be 21 million Bitcoin to ever exist. You could be your own bank. No one can take your money from you. So explain how Bitcoin is not the king of financial sovereignty, and you're going to put the digital euro above that, when they literally are going to cap how much you own with the stablecoin alone. And that should worry you about the CBDC. And then they want to tell you, oh, if you spend a certain amount, you're in the gray area and you're going to get arrested because we think you're shady. Maybe I'm the most delusional person on the face of the earth, because I would say that's communism. I would say that's totalitarianism. Every ism in the freaking book is what a digital euro is. And even right now, they're telling you if you retweet something, then you're going to go to jail. You can't even put out a meme. You can't even have comedy anymore. And they're telling you you're going to get freaking thrown in jail. You got to sign and pay, probably, what is it? Do you have to pay for the permit in Europe, where they're going to send you, oh, if you want to watch TV, you got to sign this? Are you freaking delusional? You got to pay and sign a paper to subscribe to propaganda? I'm sorry. Europe's on something else right now. I don't know where they are. They're on a different freaking planet. I'm sorry. Italy, this is disappointing. Digital euro development is happening. I'm surprised they didn't release it already. I think it's because the US already said no to CBDCs. But why don't we listen to this conspiracy? Okay, this is something that I'm just thinking out loud with. There's nothing fully backing this, even though there have been some articles that sort of back this. Ready? What if, okay, because we know Donnie T is very anti-CBDC, which is the best thing we could possibly have in a president. And who's to say, because they were planning on releasing the digital euro, Jerome Powell wanted a CBDC for the United States. Who's to say we do not have this, maybe a left-leaning administration that's planning for when Trump leaves and gets out of office to enact a CBDC, if we don't have the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act passed in the US before that? What if there's another administration that wants to run, that's getting ready for the digital dollar, and then Europe is going to follow the US's lead if we enact the digital dollar, and in 2028, they say, hey guys, LOL, the digital euro is here because Trump isn't there to say anything about any of it. Ooh. So, let me say this. The digital euro, if it comes out before 2028, I'm not surprised. But if they waited until 2028, until maybe a different leaning administration came in the United States and they did a global currency takeover. I don't know. That could be an idea. Could be an idea, because that's literally where we were headed before Donnie T secured the bag last year. So I'll just throw that out there as well. All right, guys, let's go. The anti-CBDC bill is basically on hold, and they were going to include it in another bill, but again, that all got put on hold. And we'll get after what's going on with the government in a little bit, but. Hello, everybody. Please smash the like, subscribe, and share. I know people have questions. Where was I last week? I fell off the face of the earth, and we'll talk about where I went. But please smash the like, subscribe, and share. We have 21 more likes for 100. I do have bagels for y'all this morning because I felt like I owed you guys a little bit of a bagel. So we're going to eat a bagel in a little bit. So let's get after it. We also have an after show. Please be here and go to Discord after the show ends. Let's go and chat about Ledger. We're going to go back to the United States for a minute. We have Ledger eyeing a New York listing, so we might see another crypto stock hit the market, friends and family. French crypto hardware wallet Ledger is considering a New York listing as surging cyber attacks drive record demands for their devices. CEO Pascal recently told the Financial Times that the company, founded in Paris in 2014, is seeing the best year as both individuals and companies rush to protect their digital assets from increased sophisticated hackers, saying, "We're being hacked more and more every day, hacking from your bank accounts, of your crypto, and it's not going to get better the next year or the year after that." He said Ledger secured about $100 billion worth of Bitcoin for customers and might further benefit from seasonal spikes during Black Friday and Christmas. So he said that basically there are some other competitors that offer cold storage, but he remains, boastful that Ledger is number one in terms of pretty much everything, because they are the OG. They're one of the OGs. They've been here since 2014. So I will say that Ledger is killing the game, except that I don't like that you can possibly, shard is what they call it, shard up or rip apart your recovery phrases and send it to 3 different intermediaries. I really don't mess with that. That's not something I particularly endorse, but Ledger is very user friendly and people love it. So if you guys want a Ledger, just know you could shard your recovery phrases, and I'm not a big fan of being able to move your recovery phrases off your device. But if you don't enable that, maybe you'll be fine. Who knows? Their vulnerability that was the problem was more so in their email list than it was their actual wallet. So I think everything is fine with Ledger. I just don't really like their sharding method. But that's just my own crazy radical opinion. And it is apparently voluntary. But the fact that you could still extract your keys does worries me in general. We're going to still go, though, along the train. We have the CFTC, and they might get after it with crypto trading. So I want to see your reactions on this. This is pretty new this morning. So acting chair of the CFTC, Caroline Pham, I'm just going to say I really like Caroline Pham. I think she's honestly been killing it. And she put out a post on X. I comment on her stuff. I really do like her. But she confirmed on X that she's pushing to allow leveraged spot crypto trading in the US, and she's in talks with crypto exchanges to launch leveraged spot crypto products next month, which is huge. People are leverage degens right now. Degens. She also confirmed a meeting with industry reps despite the government shutdown, and she's also currently considering issuing guidance for leveraged spot crypto products. And it comes after they launched an initiative in August to enable the trading of spot crypto asset contracts on exchanges registered with the regulator. In an announcement at the time, she also invited comment on rules that govern retail trading of commodities with leverage margin or financing. And this is because a lot of trad bros, or the E-Trades and Ameritrades and the stock exchange, what do they want? They want a piece of the crypto pie. And we know that the stock exchange is even considering going 24/7. Why? Because crypto's going 24/7 and people want accessibility to the markets anytime. Why do I have to wait for the perfect day of the week when the banks are open, the market's open, and everyone and their mother is awake in the United States for me to go ahead and sell a stock? That's absolutely freaking ridiculous. And so what they want over the trad market is control. That's simply what it's about. Or otherwise it would be 24/7. Otherwise it would be more accessible to people. Now, I do hope that, TradFi wakes up and says, hey, we might have to offer crypto, like buying Bitcoin on the stock exchange, though they're going to have to figure out who's going to custody all that crypto, if it's going to be transferable, like will you be able to take it off the stock exchange, put it in your wallet? That is a whole thing. Or the stock exchange, you know what? Merges with crypto. And this is what I'm saying, because we know Gemini, all these other companies are launching tokenized stocks. Binance did it like 4 or 5 years ago. They were just too early. Give them a lot of props. I'll always give them props for that. TradFi knows that they're going to have to end up tokenizing stocks. So it's going to start off with 24/7 trading. It's going to start off with adding crypto to the stock exchange, or maybe creating a whole new exchange for crypto. Third, it's going to be, okay, now the whole stock exchange is going to get tokenized, change the game for as we know it, to buy stocks and things of that nature. Like we'll be able to go on Uniswap and buy whatever stock we want. That's going to be redeemable 1-to-1 somewhere, somehow, which is what Gemini is doing. Like if you buy like one Tesla stock, they're backing that Tesla stock 1-to-1. So I think that's really where it's going to go. There's no other choice for TradFi, because they're old and they're going to become dreadfully irrelevant over the next 10 years, especially amongst the younger generation. No one my age cares about freaking stocks. I'm telling you right now. I speak to people every day that are my age, because like I live a life, and none of them care about stocks, especially, the banks are closed, No one freaking cares about that. What's your Venmo? What's your PayPal? Can I get it on my phone? Can I set a recurring buy right now? Yes or no? That's it. Period. And Michael Saylor just slams us every week with a Bitcoin buy, almost every week. Sometimes he takes a week off. But Strategy did buy more Bitcoin. Everybody take a gander. Strategy acquired only 487 Bitcoin today at $49.9 million at about 102.5K per Bitcoin, a Bitcoin yield of 26% year to date. And they do hodl 641,692 Bitcoin, acquired for a total of $47.54 trillion. Oh, no, not trillion, $billion. I'm getting ahead of myself. Soon it'll be trillion. $47.54 billion, like about 74K per coin. And like I said, we almost, I just don't know if the market's going to let Bitcoin go down to that 74K, but that's where I scream good support. I don't know. I kept saying it. Arrow still drawn. The ideal case scenario is pulling back to 73, 74K for Bitcoin. And if that happens, what happens to Sir Saylor at 74K per Bitcoin? I don't know. I just don't know if the market will go that low, but I am very interested to find out. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for being here and pulling up when I, gracefully have returned back to the crypto scene and the streaming scene. Geo might be in the chat soon. I don't know. But Geo's not nice to me. I hope everybody knows. He's not nice. Jet is nicer to me than Geo is, and that's crazy because I don't even know who Jet is. I do know who Jet is. I'm just messing with him. A casual only 487 Bitcoin. LOL. That's really the way it is. I mean, unless Sailor is buying $1 billion, nobody cares. That's messed up. Honestly, we're so freaking greedy in this space. It's ridiculous. Hi, Crypto Princess. Shout out to Crypto Princess. All right, let's get into our last headline before we get into our spotlight. Steven said, what about me? You seem all right, Steven. I don't really know you to that degree yet. We'll get there. All right. Oh, it's No. Oh my gosh, I love No. This is for No.
A potato flew around my room before you came. Excuse me.
Yeah. We get potatoes out here. All right, guys, we got Rumble, Tether, money, deals, things. Okay. So Rumble secured $100 million in advertising with Tether. This is huge. So Rumble secured $100 million advertising commitment from Tether. Rumble, the freedom first tech platform, agreed on a $100 million advertising commitment with Tether, representing $50 million per year over a 2-year period, beginning in the first quarter of 2026. And Paolo, the CEO of Tether, said Tether will spend $100 million in advertising on Rumble, Unstoppable, together. You see what he did with the T and the Tether together? Oh, that's so cute. Aww. So cute, Paolo. I like Paolo. Something about Paolo seems interesting, and I want to have him on the podcast. There's so many people I want on this podcast. I think I want Paolo on the podcast. I gotta find Paolo. Where can I find Paolo on the streets? That's really where I need to find Paolo. Now we do have our spotlight, which is going to be the Senate maybe moving to reopen the government. What's next? Well, I have AI to break it down because I don't want y'all to say, Randy, oh my gosh, I don't believe you. Well, I have Grok, so you could believe Grok, okay? I pull up receipts. I pull up receipts because I don't mess around with you guys. Let's get into our spotlight. If and when the government reopens, we might have a nice green day or green few months for crypto because we have a ton of ETFs waiting to get approved, on top of the fact that we have a bunch of bills that need to get passed into law. Like we need to get things going. And so the Senate is making moves to reopen the government. Senators voted Sunday night to invoke cloture on the motion to proceed with a funding measure to reopen the government after reaching a bipartisan deal that could end the longest shutdown in history. So now this means that enough Senate Dems plus independent people joined their Republican counterparts to reach the 60 votes needed to break the weeks-long stalemate and advance a final vote, possibly as soon as today on Monday. Now, if this passes, the House in recess since the shutdown began would return to pass the amended bill, putting the government on track to reopen by the end of the week and closing the book on the shutdown, which is now 40 days and counting. And so, again, the House needs to go ahead and reconvene, pass the exact same amended bill, expected Wednesday or later this week. Mike Johnson, Speaker, can likely hold GOP unity, but House Dems vow to fight over the lack of ACA guarantees. And then Donnie T has to go ahead and sign it as well. And then so pretty much Senate, House, Donnie T. And that is how it's going. What was that, JC? The data center or Rumble? So Tether invested $100 million to advertise on Rumble's platform. They already have their cloud computing. What is it? Cloud computing partnership, I believe they have with Rumble. This is separate. Hold on. Tether. I think they're a cloud partner at Rumble. Hold on. I gotta find out exactly what this is before I lose my mind. Yeah. So they have Northern Data. All right, so all that's popping up is the new stuff. I don't want the new stuff. I want stuff from like a few months ago. Oh, darn. I think it was like, oh, shoot. What was this? I think it was Tether-backed video streaming. So they already back Rumble. Yeah, Tether made a $775 million strategic investment into Rumble to support growth initiatives. And then they entered a cloud services agreement with the government of El Salvador. Yeah, so they already had like a massive investment from Tether to begin with to like expand their platform. Because what they're doing, Tether and Rumble, is they're going to launch like a creator wallet. So you could donate to me or other creators in Bitcoin, Tether, and maybe a few others using their Rumble wallet. So that's what they're going to do. Yeah, and then Northern Data AG was acquired by Rumble as well. Yes. They're busy bees. Let's get into our coins to watch, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. So we got gainers and losers. Leading your gainers today is Starknet up 33%, World Liberty up 27%, Pump.Fun up 21%, Render up 16%, and HBAR up 9%. Leading your losers today is Filecoin down about 10%, Soon down 8.5%, Monero down 8.2%, Dash down 7.73%. Bitcoin making a nice bounce here. Let's get past that 106. Ethereum 3,533. Again, battling that 200-day SMA. Again, having a wick low at exactly our bearish level to watch, which was $3,000 ETH. Now, Holding 3380 is very important, especially that we have the $3,424 200-day SMA lingering and holding us down. We want to close above that for a week. We closed above it last night. Bullish level to watch is about $3,900 ETH. Bearish, of course, is that 3,060 that we mentioned a few minutes ago. We are down 1.25% as the money flow continues to decrease. We do have the momentum that does have a green dot printing from a few days ago on Friday, bringing us up. VWAP looks pretty spicy, if you ask me. And the RSI is chopping it up after just hitting that oversold about a week ago. And so that's beautiful. I would like to say that's a nice little bounce here. Litecoin looking real snazzy. Closing above the 200-day SMA for 1, 2, 3 days. Absolutely amazing. 200-day SMA is at 101. That is our bearish level to watch, of course, if we fall below this $104 mark. We're at $107.71, down 2.4%. Bullishly, we're looking for 116. Green dot has been printing, moving up that momentum. Money flow is okay, slightly green. VWAP is down, but still considered bullish. Now, right now, we do have the RSI that is bullish and pulling back ever so slightly after a major run up. So I would say just to keep an eye on that pullback. Other than that, we're looking pretty good, y'all. We're looking pretty good. I don't know why everyone's panicking. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're doing just fine. Oh, hello, Jay. Welcome, everybody. If you're new to the show, let me know. I want to say hi to everybody. So, yeah, Rumble does have a ton of cash. Listen, Rumble's killing it. I am a big fan of Rumble. We are live on Rumble right now. We have over 1,000 followers on Rumble. So here we go, y'all. Oh, gosh. Craziness is what's been going on in my life. Now, I'll say this, that I've been kind of trying to keep things as low-key as possible, which is really why I didn't say anything last week. Like, I was trying to, like, there were a few videos that I shot that I was like, oh, my energy's just not in it. And I was just going through a lot last week. Like, so Friday, so not this past Friday, the Friday before, so on Halloween, I got a phone call, like, after the podcast. Like, I was shooting that Finance Fairy skit with my friend. We were shooting pics and everything for Halloween. And someone calls me or texts me first and says, Randy, you got to call me. It's really important. And I was like, oh, freaking boy. So I call that person. And they were like, yeah, so-and-so went in for a test that they were supposed to go in for. And that test ended up taking 2 hours when it was supposed to take like a few minutes. And it was found that that person was very lucky to get the test done that day. I'm really trying to like choose my words wisely here. So that's why I'm like focusing so hard. So that person was told that they were very lucky to be alive because what they had was if you had 100% was like the max of how bad something could be, this person was at 98%. So literally 98%. Like, they were just lucky to be alive. And so basically they weren't allowed to leave the hospital after that. And so then I said, keep me posted on everything. I'm sitting here waiting. And then one of my family member calls me back and said, hey, this person has an emergency procedure on Monday. And I didn't know what time on Monday and everything like that. So by Friday night, like, I was on the phone with a bunch of people trying to get flights and everything. So I got out of here on Sunday. So Friday night, I was like, trying to hang out with my friends and trying to stay distracted. But at the same time, I was like, I had to focus on getting to New York. And so Saturday, I went to the gym. I was packing all day. And then first thing Sunday morning, I woke up. My friend took me to the airport. I was in New York by that afternoon. I saw that family member for a few hours that day on Sunday. They were in surgery all day Monday. And that was really scary because that person went in at 8:30 and we were supposed to hear something by noon. And then it turned into 4 p.m. We still didn't hear anything. So the stress of like going through that of like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to hear about this person 4 hours ago. And we're just sitting there like, obviously we can't do anything, no updates, no nothing. So by 4 p.m., the, doctor comes out, everything went fine, which was a miracle in itself. And, yeah, so then everything was okay. It was just a lot to witness. And then the next day, everything went fine. It was just like some things were very in and out, unstable. And so just riding that out was difficult. I got home like late Wednesday night. Thursday, I was just kind of sitting there and like, I don't know, like everything really hit me on Thursday. I was just like, oh, wow. Because also Wednesday when I was at the airport, I almost got into a bad situation where I think Delta and their staff for how they protected me. And I should probably make a video thanking them. But I was still processing that as well, where I went to the airport and I was in JFK, like just went through a traumatic experience. And I'm in JFK, I'm sitting there, I get there a little early for my flight because apparently there were protests going on at JFK and everything. And there was someone staring at me for like a few hours. And then I was like, okay, I won't think anything of it, whatever. And then some other girl came up to me and said, hey, this person like keeps looking at you. And I was like, all right, whatever. Up until I was waiting online to get onto this airplane. And this man comes up to me and says, hey, are you going to this place too? You live here? And I was like, huh? And then this guy goes, oh, is someone waiting for you at the airport? Are you with a man? Or is there someone with you? And started asking me these really weird questions. So I was also waiting online to board this plane. So then this other man was standing there looking at this like creepy dude and was like, what's going on here? So then I had to go to the flight attendants when I got on the plane and explain to them what happened. And then they were like, hey, listen, we're going to protect you. Because this is really creepy. And like they saw this guy watching me as well. So I just want to shout out Delta staff. So not only did I go through like a massive crazy experience, but someone was also trying to stalk me in the airport and was on the same plane as me. And like the flight attendants devised a plan to get me off the plane so that way I could get home safe without being followed. So that was a crazy experience as well. So it was like by Thursday, I was just like so checked out and I was just like, okay, like I need some time. And so Thursday I didn't stream, and then Friday I didn't stream as well because I was like, why am I going to go live? Like I wasn't feeling well either, probably from all the energy of this week, last week. And so I was just like, I need more time to process. So then I took Friday as well. And then Saturday, Sunday was just like me catching up on like house stuff, grocery shopping, laundry, whatever that may be. And so that's what happened last week. It was a lot. My family member is okay, except I got another call last night. Like I finally felt better. I was like, oh, I'm in my groove. I was, making dinner and, I had some things going on. And so then what happened is that I got another phone call about another family member. And so it's just crazy. And so I have another family member. I don't know what it's upsetting. I don't know what's going on with them. I literally like just know that something severe might have happened to them, but I don't have the full story. And as crazy as that may sound, it is the truth. So I just got over one family member going through something, and then I might have another. And it's just like when it rains, it pours. So my whole thing is I'm really staying positive. I'm really trying to get after it with you guys. I'm not going to let any of this stop me. And so I'm happy I'm back. I don't want to take off like that again. I really miss the show. The show anchors me in more ways than y'all understand. And I truly love being here every single day. And not being able to tell you what's going on is just insane. So like I said, I'm just trying to keep it private for the sake of my family and their privacy. Otherwise I would probably air everything out on the internet, which probably isn't the best thing either. But yeah, so I, had to be there for family last week. Someone else I got a call about last night. I don't know what's going on. And so I hope I find out soon. But I'm just trying to stay anchored, in faith and in prayer. And, that's really what I'm doing. So I know that endurance, Peace knows what's the verse about endurance, and I think it's in Philippians or something like that, about just like staying on the right track. And I'm really trying, just to do the right thing. All I try to do is the right thing in every freaking situation. So yeah, I just hope I have your support, going through this crazy time. And like, I feel like y'all are just like really like grabbing my raw emotions like every freaking day of the week. But I try to spare you guys from maybe some more negative version of me last week that I don't want to show you guys. Like, I don't want to show you when I'm like confused and whatever. I really like to be here when I'm in my better state of mind. So I'm really trying to stay focused. I'm really trying to stay anchored. I'm really trying to maintain my peace. And so we're going to continue to do that and stay really positive on this channel. And I do apologize for me not being here last week. I know that like we all go ahead and yeah, I just want to stay with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to keep getting after it together. So that's my message for you guys today. When life throws you all these curveballs, fly into it and just thank you, Philippians 4:13. Thank you. But yeah, just stay on the right track. When things get hard, it's going to be okay. And there's a lot of trials and tribulations, but that's only because there's a greater plan after that. And whenever there's a battle, your victory is already planned. So that's really what I'm looking forward to. And just getting through these rough times and clearing out all these bad things so I could get back to the good. And we are still doing really good things on this channel. A few things that I wanted to announce last week, we're going to push it and just make sure it's done at the right time. So I'm very bullish on life despite everything that's happening to me. It's just like I had to speak to someone this morning about a few things because I have some travel plans up in the air that I wasn't sure if I should even book based on the call I got last night. But we're just going to keep going and, just like handle things as they come. And that's it. So I'm just really happy I have you guys here. Thank you for being patient all last week for me to come back. And I'm happy to be here today. So I just want to thank you guys so much for everyone that reached out to me as well, that checked in on me. It is the biggest blessing to have you guys in my life. So thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. I hope you have a splendid Monday. Like I said, my brain is still a little bit discombobulated, but I am here and I'm ready to get after it this week. I'm so happy to be here. I don't think you guys understand. So thank you guys so much. Let's stay positive. Do something good for someone today. Smile at somebody today. Even when times are hard, just know I'm going through it with you and that we are going to get through it together. There is a beautiful community here that everyone has each other's back. So please, please know that. Have a beautiful day. Go into Discord. We have a community after show that's free for everybody today. Wednesdays and Fridays will be for the members. I appreciate every single one of you more than you understand. Have a beautiful day. Happy Monday. Get after it this week. Don't let anything stop you. Smash the like, subscribe, share this out with friends, and I will see you guys for my video later. I'll post a short, and then I will be back here tomorrow morning. Have a beautiful day. Stay zesty. Peace. Mwah. Bye.